guys, today we have the best quarterbacks in Madden 23 tier list, or at least what I believe are the best quarterbacks in Madden 23. I'm going to be ranking them S through D tier. And this is coming out on February 8th. So no Super Bowl MVP, no golden ticket quarterbacks. It is just the quarterbacks we have as of February 8th. Keep that in mind if you're watching this in the future. So I am going to be ranking these S through D. Like I mentioned, there's no F tier, and F tier would be reserved for Justin Herbert. Okay, we don't have a new Justin Herbert card in Mutts. Again, nothing against Justin Herbert. It's just you have the worst fucking card in the game. Okay, they gave him the worst release in Madden history. I hate that guy. So no Justin Herbert. That means we can just start throwing some of these shitters in D tier. Yeah, these 6 guys. I know we get a new Jalen Hurts tomorrow. No, I'll throw Mike Vick at the top of this tier. We do get a new Jalen Hurts tomorrow. I'll talk about his card and my opinions on him. I haven't used him, but yeah, I would say this is my D tier. Now, when it comes to ranking these guys, why are these D tier quarterbacks? Well, you are going to notice they're lower overall, and overall is important, but not for why you think it is. Overall, personally, attributes, I don't care about that much. I care about speed. I might care about throw power. Obviously, like, I want them to have good ratings, but most of these cards aren't going to have, necessarily better ratings than each other. They're all going to be relatively similar, except like speed. Speed's a big one where, yeah, you'll see quarterbacks that are 96 speed like Lamar Jackson compared to, the 60 speed tortoises that are out there. However, these cards, yeah, all lower overall, also means they get really bad abilities, really bad discounted abilities. And in my opinion, that's probably the most important part of a quarterback, is getting the best abilities for the cheapest possible. When I'm looking at quarterbacks, I want a throwing ability that's necessary. Pass it elite or set feet lead, ideally for 2 AP or cheaper. You want fearless, then you're not overthrowing balls on pressure inaccurates. That's a big one that we're looking for. Sometimes you can play without it. I would probably recommend it. You also want Gunslinger, unless you have a Slinger 1 release. So some of these quarterbacks have Slinger 1. I'll talk about them. If not, they need Gunslinger, or else you are just not going to get the deep ball off at all. And then lastly, I really love Hot Route Master. A lot of people don't need it. If you don't need it, totally understandable. And I'll try to mention that some of these quarterbacks are a lot better if you don't need Hot Route Master. But some of them get Hot Route Master for really cheap, and that's a big reason why they end up being so high in my tier list. I think Hot Route Master is really good. So those are basically the 4-ish abilities I'm looking for in my quarterback, and all these guys are going to be terrible. Now, I know I just rambled a bit about some terrible cards, but I want to set some rules of how I'm grading these cards. I may factor in a little bit of price, and then of course we're really going to factor in the release as well. I mentioned that with Gunslinger. So these guys, they're all shitters. Let's get into the first one that it has a good release. We talked about Slinger 1 and not needing Gunslinger. Aaron Rodgers is the perfect example of that. This is a cheap card, really good budget option. Gets Hot Route Master Fearless for Hot Route Master set feet lead for 4 AP. I'm not sure what he gets Fearless in addition to that as well. I think it's 8 total. I'm not sure, but I would consider Aaron Rodgers like a top C tier quarterback. Any quarterback that gets those decent abilities with Slinger 1 and is cheap, Aaron Rodgers has to be there. Next up, Patrick Mahomes. This is not a card that I'm a huge fan of. I do not like Patty cards. I'm sitting there fingers crossed this dude doesn't get a Super Bowl MVP, because he would be terrible. His release is brutal. Doesn't get many great abilities. Came out around Christmas, and that's about where Patrick Mahomes is going to stay for me. He's not, he ain't going any higher. It'll be like low C tier. I know some people kind of like this card, but part of me is considering moving Rodgers up, though. Rodgers is so much better than Mahomes. I'm moving Rodgers up a tier. I actually am already amending it. It's just he's so cheap and so good. The only thing is there are some other better Slinger 1 quarterbacks out there, but I do think Aaron Rodgers is really good. I would throw Baker Mayfield right in the C tier as well. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to start throwing some C tiers because I don't want to talk about these guys. I'll throw them all in C. Let's do that. We want to hear me rank the top guys, right? Okay, so let's talk about some of these guys. A lot of them worse releases. You're going to see Drew Bledsoe. That's a release on Mutt GG that might say it's good. Denard Robinson is my backup QB right now in Mutt. He gets a free fast break. I think Josh Johnson might be okay-ish. You might be able to throw him up right here. But this tier is like not good. Even Drew Bledsoe is someone that I think a lot of people will be like, oh, Drew Bledsoe is really good. No, the card's not that good. His release is really, really, really bad. I do not like Drew Bledsoe. So this will actually be my C and D tier. I'll throw Aaron Rodgers very, very, very bottom of B, because I consider everything above C tier to be like our most usable quarterbacks, if that makes sense. So let's throw him in B, and Joe Flacco to then. Let's throw Joe Flacco and Tom Brady to the end of the list, so we're not ranking them too early. John Elway. How do you rank John Elway? He's got to be ahead of Aaron Rodgers. His price is going to be significantly worse. We're talking about a card that is probably still incredibly expensive. I actually haven't checked his price. He's 509,000 coins. Now, granted, he is Slinger 1. You are going to get the set feet lead, Hot Route Master, Fearless for, I I think 7 total is what everyone is rocking, you know, and you can sub in Slinger there if you want as well. But not the most AP efficient quarterback for Slinger 1, and we're going to find some more AP efficient guys that are guys that are a little bit more AP efficient that also have Slinger 1 that just have to be ranked higher than John Elway because of that. All right, so next up we have Kurt Warner. This is a card that gets generic 3, and honestly, I should have just thrown him into C tier because this is a C tier card. Generic 3, last year's generic 3 release was really good. This year, it's not the world's greatest. It is pretty decent if you have Slinger on it, so I think it's a necessity. However, on Warner, you're going to need to make that choice. If you use Slinger, you can't use Fearless. And not even having the option to use Fearless does really stink. So, no, yeah, Kurt Warner's got to go in C. For 6 AP total, you can go Hot Rod Master, Fearless, or Slinger, and Set Feet Lead. And just making that choice just stinks a lot. I don't love it for Gen 3. Next up's Mark Brunell. This is another Slinger 1 QB. So actually, this is perfect that we're going to rank him now. He's better than John Elway. Lefty, albeit better, saves 2 AP. So exact same abilities that John Elway was getting. You know, we talked about that big 3 on the Slinger 1 QBs. Set Feet Lead or Pass It Elite. Fearless, and then Hot Rod Master. John Elway got it for 7. Mark Brunell gets it for 5. Brunell's a little bit more expensive. Brunell is lefty. Brunell's a little bit slower. However, Brunell's definitely a tier above. He was the best QB when he dropped. And, you know, I absolutely love this Mark Brunell card. The thing about Brunell, you don't even get the option to use Slinger. So there is a benefit to Elway. You could use, you know, like no Hot Rod Master and use Slinger instead. Or actually no Fearless and use Slinger instead as well. Brunell doesn't get that option, but again, they have the Slinger 1 release. For the most part, you don't really need it, especially on short throws. They will wind up a lot on longer balls. So Slinger, don't get me wrong, Slinger helps the Slinger 1 release. But do I think it's worth it? Usually not. Next up, Lamar Jackson. So Slinger 3 release here. This is our first Slinger 3 QB. I absolutely love the Slinger 3 release. I love Lamar Jackson. Once you compare that, or once you pair that release with the Slinger, the Gunslinger ability, that release starts having, it becomes literally the best release in the game. The deep ball is a flick. His short release is really quick. And now on this card, you can go Slinger for 3 AP, Hot Rod Master, and Set Feet Lead. That's a total of 7. If you want to take the Hot Rod Master and put Fearless instead, it would be 6 AP. That's pretty inefficient to not be using Fearless. But it's also a 96 speed player with the best release in the game. I'm going to put him in mid B. Seemed like he was going to go A, but I did mention earlier that we talked about the tiers. And honestly, if I'm going to rank Matt Ryan, he's better than Lamar Jackson. He's the same. He's not just better. He's 1 AP better. Therefore, he's 1 tier better. So Matt Ryan actually has to go a tier above Lamar Jackson. Why are they a similar card? Same release. Slinger 3. So they both get that best release in the game. Matt Ryan actually for 6 AP, or is 5 and 6 AP. Lamar Jackson 6 and 7 to use those abilities that I was talking about. So 6 for Set Feet Lead, Hot Rod Master, and Slinger. And then 5 if you wanted to trade off Fearless for Hot Rod Master on Matty Ice. And that card again also would have been my QB for the rest of the game if we didn't end up getting some better guys. But moving forward, by the way, let's just say tier list, if we want to put a tier above S, it's going to be these Slinger 3 guys. Lamar Jackson, Matty Ice. Those guys that get upgrades can be way up there. They're going to be better than those top tier QBs. The best QBs in the end of the game, probably going to be Slinger 3 QBs, in my opinion. Next up, Russell Wilson. So we got our first really good Gen 3 guy. This guy is going to be better than Kurt Warner. Russell Wilson, I would throw probably around Lamar Jackson, probably just a hair below. I personally prefer Slinger 3, so I'll throw him below him. People might put Russell Wilson higher, depending on, again, how they like generic 3. You're going to get Hot Rod Master for 2 AP or Fearless for 1, a free Slinger, and then a 2 AP Pass It Elite. So that's either 3 or 4 AP on your Russell Wilson. You just need to make a choice. Granted, a pretty crucial choice between Hot Rod Master and Fearless, but very cheap, and you're going to have tons of AP to go get those route abilities. If you do choose to use Fearless, you can go find tons of wide receiver apps, tight end apps, backfield master, and get those hot routes that way and keep those 3 really good abilities in your QB. Keep that Fearless. So Russell Wilson, B tier QB, might even be a little higher than Lamar if you really wanted to. I'll just throw him right here. I wasn't obsessed with them. So here's where Randall Cunningham comes into play. Another generic 3 QB that I have possibly overestimated here. So he's going to get literally in between Russell Wilson and Kurt Warner. He's going to get past elite, slinger, and fearless for a total of 4 AP. So he actually starts getting those abilities, but he doesn't have any option for Hot Rod Master, and he isn't the most efficient AP wise. I'm going to go just a hair above Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it's just not even right to have Russell Wilson and Randall next to each other then. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love Randall. Fuck it. I'm throwing him in C. Russell is so much better than Randall Cunningham. Yeah. No. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. Randall in C. Russ stays B. Steve Young. This is another Slinger 3 QB. Actually better than I thought, and I wish I would have gotten to use him for a little bit longer. The thing is, there's just basically no flexibility with this card, so you're pretty much going to be forced to use Pass It Elite for 2 AP, and then I guess you do have a choice between Fearless or Slinger, but there's no Hot Route Master choice. So for 3 AP, still really good, but you have to choose between Slinger and Fearless. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Ugh. That makes him a lot worse than Lamar, in my opinion. I want to throw him a tier down. He's a lefty too. Bottom B. I need to have B tier QBs, and we're starting to run out of these guys. I'll show you the 4 we have left. I guess you guys haven't really been able to see these. My bad. Sorry, these tier lists kind of turn out to be shit shows. By the way, if you want to see a future tier list, just let me know which one you want to see in the future. You can try to think it through, come up with some opinions, and ramble for 30 minutes and post it to the internet and hope people watch it. Tom Brady, 95 overall. Why is this card still on my tier list? This is actually such a good card, guys. In terms of comparing to the 99 overall Tom Brady. Now, we know 99 overall Tom Brady is going to be an S tier, so let's just throw him up there. And we know Flacco will be too. I don't want to rank these two. They're both S tier. We know that, guys. We know that. We know we were waiting on that. But we got a 95 overall Brady I want to rank. And, you know, normally I'd take off the lower overall cards, but this card he is still a little bit expensive for 400K. But he's 1 AP more expensive than Tom Brady for the big 4 abilities. Granted, he's traditional 1 release, but you have Slinger, the deep ball release, like you can deal with once you start, you know, when you have Slinger and you have all 4 abilities. Slinger, Pass It Elite, Fearless, and Set Feet Lead. For 6 AP total, he's like an A tier card. That card's an A tier card. Has to be, even though there's better Tom Brady out. I would probably put him up. I'll put him below just because there's a better Tom Brady out there. So there's a better version of this card. So I'll put him bottom A. But this card would be really good if there wasn't this top Tom Brady. I'll talk about this card later, guys, when we rank these last 2. Kyler Murray. I used this card today. Slinger 10 release. That video is coming out either tomorrow or the day after. I'm not sure. It depends when these go live. He was fine. B tier. I don't even want to talk about him. He's fine. You're pretty much forced to use tons of route abilities, and it's okay. His release on Slinger 10, even with Gunslinger, isn't the best. I would put him above Aaron Rodgers. This Aaron Rodgers choice is starting to feel kind of foolish at the bottom of B. I don't know. He feels like he just should be in C. Doesn't even feel like he's in this tier. He's not. He's just the best budget option. I wanted to give you guys a good budget option, okay? All right, so now we got to talk about Joe Flacco and Tom Brady. This is the end of the video here. So let's rank Tom Brady. Tom Brady's obviously going to be an S tier QB. Let's throw Joe Flacco's in D. That's fine. Throw him at that. Tom Brady's obviously going to be an S tier QB. So Tom Brady gets the big 4 abilities for 5 AP total. Slinger, Hot Route Master, Fearless, and Set Feet Lead. Can't ask for any better. Traditional 1 release, that can be improved. Tom Brady's still very fast. 92 speed on the Legends Theme Team. Insane. So he has crazy speed even over Flacco, which is wild because most of these top QBs actually are really fast. Even Matt Ryan and this Tom Brady. I guess this Brunell isn't, but Tom Brady, yeah, he's pretty decent. 1.5 million coins. Still, you know, he is the most expensive card in the game, but there's a reason why. I'm ignoring the 99 overall, by the way. I don't really care about the overall. It's not about the overall. I don't like this Tom Brady that much more than this one because of the overall. I like it because of the abilities, okay? So he's in my top of my S tier, obviously. Is Flacco going to be above or below? So the thing about Flacco, you're going to get some choices. You can't get all 4 abilities. You can only use 3. Slinger, Pass It Elite, or Slinger, Set Feet Lead, Fearless, and Hot Route Master. I would probably go the Elway and Brunell abilities. Slinger, Fearless, Hot Route Master, Set Feet Lead. That actually is 1 AP cheaper than Mark Brunell. So you are spending 4 AP for those 3 abilities. Tom Brady, you're spending 5 AP for the 4 abilities. Dude, this is close. Tom Brady, better speed. Flacco, better short release. Tom Brady, better deep release. And that's all I'll need to say. Tom Brady, better deep release. He's going to stay my top of my S tier. He actually will be my QB moving forward. I loved using Tom Brady. We are going to get a ton of new cards moving forward. Like, we got a new Jalen Hurts I didn't even get a put on here. It looks like it might not be the world's greatest card. Maybe they update him. Maybe tomorrow he ends up being God. But yeah, but Tom Brady's my guy moving forward for the near future. This is my quarterback tier list. If you disagree at all, let me know. I apologize. The C tier and this D tier got a little bit big, but yeah, I feel all right about this. I think I feel all right about this. I feel pretty good. Let me know where you disagree. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next one.